please welcome on stage Michael.
Check, Trupacheli, chut, chut. Is that correct?
How do you know this? What the hell?
I studied Russian for like half a year.
Okay.
My father-in-law is also from Ukraine, from Kiev, so he's a Russian speaker.
I see.
He's very determined to have my kids speak Russian too.
Your father-in-law is from Ukraine, so you're married to a Ukrainian woman?
Yeah, well, my wife Indra is Lithuanian-Ukrainian.
Okay, I see, half and half. I see, that explains. But you live in which country?
Germany.
Germany. So you are from UK, living in Germany with a mixed wife from Ukraine and Lithuania. Oh, what a journey!
Don't ask my kids where they're
then
from.
your kids are going to be black. I don't know, just to spice things up.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So how often do you visit Lithuania?
Like 2 times a year, maybe. I do some work here, so I come back for work.
What kind of work do you do here?
Not very interesting. I mean, no, it's okay. We have like a communications agency, so we do writing, marketing, some consultancy.
I see. So it's like German company that has some...
We're a Lithuanian company. So the rest of my colleagues are still here in Lithuania. Yeah, I moved to Germany like 3 years ago, so the rest of my colleagues are here and most of our clients and stuff.
I see, but it's partially in Germany now, so you're able. I see. So it's spreading in the right direction, further away from Russia. You know, that's the only right direction to go.
America is coming in the other direction now, so we're getting squashed.
True. That's true. Yeah, but maybe. You know, yeah, that's kind of true. So sad to be in Europe. Always like the land of all the wars to happen, you know. Everybody's two things, you know. I don't even call them people. 2 things are fighting on the territory of Europe, so it's pretty. How's life in Germany?
It's very what would you say? Comfortable. Very comfortable. We live in like a little village. And it's a little bit like going back in time. There are still newspapers, like little local newspapers. You get a lot in the post. But I think
it's just Germany. It's not a lot. I heard that it's very bureaucratically wired. Like you need to do a lot of papers on actual paper.
Absolutely. The only thing is that the actual bureaucrats are the nicest people you've ever met. So you get stressed out by all this post that you receive and all these things, and then you phone up this woman and she's super friendly and they give you like 6 months to arrange everything. So if you can just manage your stress with bureaucracy, but yeah, there's a lot.
I think that's what happens when people are paid enough money. Even bureaucratic work you can handle, because I remember bureaucratic work in Belarus. And that's, you know, if she hasn't had sex on that day, she's not gonna talk to you nicely. We even had a term for all the people in bureaucratic jobs, like underfucked, you know. Oh, what's wrong with her? Oh, she's underfucked. Have you had it? Like I imagine that in Russian-speaking communities it's like this, you know, she hasn't been laid for a while, and look at her, who would? So that's bureaucracy in our country.
But do you think that in Lithuania, for me there was a change. There was like a turning point. I lived here for 10 years. And initially, the bureaucrats were underfucked too, just like the Belarusians, like extremely rude and
post-Soviet.
And then around 5 years in, or something about 7 or 8 years ago, I don't know what happened. Like they put Viagra into the office or something, but it's like suddenly they were super friendly. Everyone was trying to speak English with you, and I don't know. There was a transformation.
I also don't know. Do you have opinion about this? What happened with bureaucratic stuff? Lithuanian comment. You don't know. He hasn't been in Lithuania for a while, so he doesn't know. And he's Lithuanian. I think Lithuanians don't notice it that much, but immigrants who need to deal with bureaucratic like immigration, it's a little bit different. You feel it a little bit differently. So yeah, I noticed it a little bit better, but I think they deal a little. When I talk to my American friends, they have very nice dealings with migration, but me being from Belarus, they look at me a little bit different. It's better than it was before, but also worse in some ways after the war started. So it's like I joke, it's not a joke, but now we get like 4 pages of questions to whom Crimea belongs to and everything like this, because they need to make sure who you are and where you come from. And I'm like, you have a whole case on me. For 13 years, you know, I'm here. You can even see how often do I go, but like, it's like ups and downs, but I do agree. It also shocked me last year. I went to Belarus and people were smiling at the border. I was like shocked because I come from like, you know, Belarus when the smiling was not even an option, you know. And they smile at me, and I swear to God, I was crossing the border and thinking they just gonna be like, come with us, with a smile on the face, and then I'm never gonna finish the crossing the border. But yeah, they were kind of like, I don't know if you consider border police bureaucracy. I think it is in a way. They deal with documents, but they were very smiley. But they also had a dog there, so maybe it's emotional support animal. I don't know. Maybe something was there. But yeah. But you don't really have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy if you are. Do you have German citizenship?
I have an Irish passport.
What?
I have two.
People appreciation, yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of silly because I'm the least Irish person. No, I'd love to be Irish. I would be nothing better than to shed my English skin. How did you manage to have it? So both my grandmothers were Irish.
Okay.
So you get 2 generations down. And what happened is after Brexit, so as soon as Brexit happened, they received something like 6 million applications for Irish passports. So anyone who had an Irish
is it valued a little bit better than UK passports? Like
I mean, now it is, and just to live in the EU, it's perfect.
Oh, Ireland is a part of EU. Okay, thank you for don't judge me. I am what I am, which is stupid. But yeah, so it is interesting. That's nice. So it allows you to work without changing the. Yeah. Do you need to apply for like work visa if you have? No. So you're just like a European. You work anywhere you want, and oh, that's really nice. And your wife is Lithuanian.
Yep.
And she can work in Germany.
Yep.
What does she do?
She teaches calligraphy and Chinese language. So she is like
what
Chinese. Yeah, she's a very impressive person.
Seems very creative, almost like graphic design. You know? Almost like I imagine, because maybe it's not popular anymore, but it used to be very popular. The channels on Instagram with calligraphic stuff in all kinds of paints and colors and acrylic, and it was that was a brain rot of my generation when I registered to Instagram 10 years ago or whatever years ago, I don't know. How does your wife feel about you doing comedy?
She's extremely happy.
Oh.
Yes, this was my long-term plan for the survival of our marriage, which was just to be like insufferable, talk endlessly, interrupt all the time, mansplain, and then just after 15 years was like, okay, I want to do stand-up comedy now. She just shoved me out of the house, had me signed up to 3 open mics already.
I see.
Sometimes some jokes on ChatGPT.
Sometimes all marital problems can be solved by giving the man the microphone, just go talk to somebody else, just like, I'm done with you, go talk to all the other people.
Yeah, literally that, and huge relief that she doesn't have to bear the brunt of all these insane number of thoughts.
Yeah, I imagine in relationship we all want attention and we all want to be heard, and that's why, when my husband doesn't listen to me, I go and pay my therapist, and he listens to me for money, and it's fair play, some man listens to me. It's a joke, honey, it's okay.
Well, I had a therapist as well for a year and a half, so that was also very good. That was marriage saving too, because then it's just going to speak. But I had I don't know if you had the tragic experience of my therapist basically telling me that I'm done. I'm just kind of well, you're finished, which was really upsetting, because it's okay, the therapy worked.
The therapist was done and he kind of finished his life after you?
No, she was just
you reached the point, you cannot get better anymore. This is rock bottom. I've done all I could.
You
there
graduated
is no way out.
from therapy.
I see.
It took me a year and a half, and then she was just I don't think we need to have any sessions anymore.
Has anyone graduated from therapy? Not Slavic people. I don't think we ever graduate. It's
maybe she
just dig our own grave more and more in therapy.
But I also feel she must have been an extremely nice therapist to do that, right? Because she could just take my money.
Or she didn't like you.
Or she didn't like me.
Either or.
That possibility never crossed my mind. But perhaps I was just
sometimes
so
it takes
awful.
a third party to tell. Was she German?
She was Lithuanian.
Oh God. Lithuanians are gonna tell you in the face, I don't like you, go away, You reached the end of our relationship, you've done an therapy. It's very interesting because I haven't found a good therapist in Lithuania.
Okay, I'll give you a number. She was really good.
Maybe I'll graduate for the first time from something. Oh my God, that's exciting. I'll take the number.
It's a very sad experience, because I loved going to therapy. It was so nice, like you said, you just pay someone.
Maybe you just like talking.
I just like talking. Exactly. So then it will stand up after that. It's like,
I can recommend. Stand up can be, but I also tried live streaming on TikTok last year, and the thing is that you talk 100% of the time, and you hear nobody talk back. You can say whatever you want. They can comment their little comments, but it actually helped. So it's like something that you can also consider, like, you know, so and it's less stress.
This is the perfect setup for you, just only your voice.
It was not perfect setup for me, but it might be perfect setup for you, because like it's about keeping people's attention, entertaining them, keeping talking, and you feel, you know, it's the same as therapy. It's the same as talking with ChatGPT, and they comment some crazy shit with what ChatGPT does. So it was kind of interesting, but sometimes I also feel like a lot of thoughts. And then you just talk, and people are satisfied. Sometimes you even make like 30 cents in 7 hours. You know, you feel so empowered. So you can look into streaming, because if you like, because there are all kinds of stuff, and you can actually. I made some friends online because we connected over some things.
I feel like you might have turned me far right. I think that like that might be great advice for female friends. I feel like telling a man to start streaming is basically like.
I'm not saying start a podcast. Don't do that.
But you know, it's a slippery slope, right? It'll start with streaming, then it will be a podcast, and then before you know it, I'll be like in an ice bath.
Streaming.
I don't know,
that's OnlyFans. But you know, you never know. There is always the, you know, type of. But it's just something that worked for me. Sometimes it can work for some people. You can try it, because you know, in stand-up, how much can you talk? You know, it's. I feel like you could talk much more than 5-10 minutes. You could talk like 2 hours, 6 hours.
And you don't have to be funny when you're streaming, right?
Not necessarily. You just go how you feel. You react to comments. They always give you some feedback. Have you anyone tried streaming? Where you're all mentally sane. So
anyone tried therapy? Have you guys done therapy? Yes. Sir. Did you graduate? Check.
Well, at some point, with one of my therapists, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, at some point he told me something similar, like, I don't think that I can help you anymore. Like, I think we discussed whatever bothered you, so I think you will manage yourself.
Can I ask you, with what kind of issues did you come to therapy?
Well, it was not significant issues.
Okay.
It was more like personal stuff,
growth, development. Okay.
Growing up.
Yeah, because I feel sometimes people go to therapy because they feel a little bit like I would benefit from talking to someone who understands the head a little bit better. And it's different with people who come with issues. For example, if I have an ongoing mental health issue, I don't think you can really solve it.
No.
Because like I've been in therapy for 6 years, and it's just like a loop. And you learn all the ways, but there are always new ways to fuck yourself up. But once, like you can do, I think a lot of people don't even need therapy. You can do journaling, for example, or you can do, I don't know, chatting with ChatGPT, which is basically talking to a mirror. And then you can organize your own brain. Once you organize your own brain, you can handle almost anything. So it depends what you go to therapy to.
Yeah.
What did you go to therapy with, if you can share?
So, and what I would say is like, I don't want to belittle the value of therapy at all. Like in my case, I had a very specific, I had PTSD from a very specific event. I don't want to go into lots of detail, but it was like a car accident, and it was like just one very specific trauma, and I had essentially like buried it in terms of my memory, so I almost didn't think about it, almost didn't remember it at all. And it was a point of going like, okay, I'm pretty depressed and not feeling great, and that was just like, okay, there's essentially like this one thing that more or less everything pivoted around in terms of my mental health. So I think that was one where it's like you basically look at that thing, figure it out, and then you pretty much
you move on.
So I agree. It wasn't like an ongoing
thing.
condition as much as like one specific thing to make sense of. And unpack
it's with trauma you can like work on it, get a hold of it, and move on. I understand that. People go to therapy to all kinds of stuff. Well, I want to congratulate you of graduating 1.5 years later. It's like getting a master's degree. Yes. What?
Therapy question.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you go to psychologist or to psychiatrist, or is it different?
Both. I need both. Is it a question for me or for both of us?
It's just a question because I thought, like, why do people go to psychologists? They're like business, they're not even doctors. You go if your stomach hurts, you go to proper doctor. If
Yeah.
your stomach hurts, you go to psychiatrist. That's
Yeah,
it.
usually what's recommended, like in my experience, is a double approach, because psychiatrist works with actual things in your head, as in if you have bad neural connections, it works with symptoms, it works with stuff. So you need usually a complex approach. For example, if you have like bad case of depression, you know, it can be episode, it can be anything. The best way to recover or get better is to get complex approach, as in take medication which gonna mellow you out, I call it, like decrease the symptoms. Let's say I have panic attacks, it makes you mellow you out, and while you feel a little bit better, you do work with psychotherapist by building positive associations or new neural connections, building a better look at your life so that you could, you know, like take yourself out of depressive episodes. Because most of the time we are what we think, and many of us get into the loop of really talking down to ourselves, and once you develop symptoms based on it, because when you break down, your body starts responding. So you first help yourself with medication, but medication doesn't solve the problem, it just fixes the symptom. The problem is how you perceive the world, how you perceive yourself, and you need to build a positive relationship with yourself. And oftentimes people cannot step out of your own head and like see it, so you need another person who's gonna be like helping you, holding you by the hand and leading you through this experience. So, but I think you are free to choose whatever works for you. Some people take medication, it makes them feel good, and they are okay with that. You don't need to dig your own head. I'm very analytical, so I need both. Like, I need to understand things, but I never say to people, go to therapy, you know, like it will help you. Everybody can find their own way, and I usually share how it helped me. So it's like, it's a very personal thing. Do you go into any of them?
I went once to a psychiatrist. I asked him, what should I do to stop procrastinating?
Okay.
He told me, like, get your shit together.
Great advice.
Well, basically, but yeah, you could get diagnosis of ADHD and then get prescribed amphetamines.
That's right. It's not so easy. You have to wait. It's like 4 months process.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
have to pay for it.
Which is very
Yeah,
bad,
you need to
very
pay
bad
for
for a
that, yeah.
procrastinator as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
4 month wait is not what you need.
It's, oh come on, I waited 4 months to check my tits, and then it was a very old man who touched me like I was touched in a strip club, and then 4 months later he's like, that's good, thank you very much.
What kind of doctor is this?
The Lithuanian. I don't even know anymore. They look like Donald Trump. Anyway, so yeah, therapy is a personal journey, but I don't believe everybody needs it. I think you can journal, you can, like if you have a positive approach to yourself, you can be your own friend and you can help yourself. But once you're self-destructive, it's very hard to stop it. As in from my experience, like if you talk down to yourself, sometimes you need somebody who will teach you how to get out of your own head. So it's like, you know, that's my experience, but I think therapy can be very beneficial to anybody because it makes you understand your own limitations, your own personal boundaries, and once you understand that, you also recognize that in other people. You become a little bit aware of everybody else and yourself. But that's like, you can read the book on psychology and understand as well. It's just, you know, just understanding a little bit
Reading
better.
books takes effort, and if you're a procrastinator, you just have someone who's read the book and they
You have an
explain
appointment
it to
and they
you
have
more
to,
easily.
they you have to talk.
Just more expensive. But
Yeah.
you guys work in IT, right? So you got money to burn. Not anymore. Inflation is eating it, right?
I have a very good therapist who works for very small money because he's Ukrainian and he's a nice person.
Okay.
I kept coming back to him, and he takes much less than local doctors, and he works online. So sometimes it's like you need to find your own, because it's all based on trust and stuff, you know.
How much do they normally charge?
I think here it's around 60, 70, 80, 90, depending on the clinic and doctor.
Yeah.
But
I was paying about 50 an hour, I think, something like that, 50 a
50.
session, but that was a few years ago as well, so it's
Yeah, so
probably-
usually you pay 90 for the first time, then 60 or 70 second time, and depending on how often you go. And yeah, I think I was paying like 30, which was very, very cheap. But yeah, I was very lucky, and yeah. So yeah, okay, therapy, very serious topic. Very serious topic. Let's go back to bureaucracy, even more serious topic. But how long have you been doing comedy?
Seriously, for 6 months. Yeah.
What do you mean by seriously?
I mean, like I did one set a year before.
Okay.
So that didn't.
Was it here?
It was here, yeah.
Oh, okay, I remember
and it was when
that.
you were just getting started.
Yeah, okay. That's nice. That's nice to get people started, to inspire people to do more.
You were there at the beginning, or so yeah, seriously, since the summer.
Okay.
So
you perform in Germany?
Yeah, in Switzerland as well. So I live right in the south of Germany. So in Freiburg, a city called Freiburg. So it's quite a small city, so there are not that many open mics. But then we live close to Basel, which has a really cool and lively comedy scene. So it's like driving there once a week usually. Are German people easy to make laugh? So there's obviously a reputation that they're quite stiff. Interestingly, all my German friends who are doing stand-up, they want to do it in English. Because the people who like English language comedy are more used to, let's say, an international, like American or British style of comedy. Stand-up in general. And so then they laugh because they're fans of that particular type. But what they say is that when you do stand-up in German, then they're expecting something very different, and then they're much harder as an audience.
Very interesting.
I mean, but in general, like you're doing it in English anyway, so it's normally a very international crowd. So normally it's I think it's the same in Vilnius. Like once you collect the international crowd, it's a little bit different to like just if Lithuanians. Are they easier to make laugh than here locally? Would you compare? I don't know. It's hard to tell because I'm learning how to make people laugh, so I don't think much about the audience and more about what I'm doing and if I'm saying something funny or being entertaining or not. So I would put it more on like my own performance rather than this particular audience is like, maybe in a year when I'm, consistently at a certain standard, then I'll judge more the audience if they're good or not, but... I see. Well, I'm happy for your wife that you're doing it. You're becoming more tolerable, I do it a little bit differently, but I like that sometimes I don't talk about something with my husband and then he learns from a YouTube video about issues that we have. Comedy. Kind of like therapeutic, I sometimes have like, I go somewhere and like last year I got a diagnosis and I decided I'm going to cry about it, I'm going to write a comedy bit. And I'm like, oh, forget, let's write a comedy bit about it, like two approaches, and either to laugh about it or to cry about it, and that's how comedy was born. You were inspired by the life, I guess. No, that wasn't the reason. I mean, I always wanted to do it. It was a nice side effect and good for her, but no, it was always to just get on stage. I'm clearly like a shameless narcissist. That I like the sound of my own voice and I just enjoy performing and want to... Learn. You can enjoy the sound of your own voice. You have a nice accent, very neutral, like, I listen sometimes to audiobooks and it's a nice accent to listen to, very neutral without like... but you don't sound Irish at all. No, I don't. I'm not Irish at all. In terms of culture, I would love to be Irish, but I mean, a little bit of DNA, but that's it. But a little bit more drinking and maybe you could. I don't know what Irish people are up to, but okay. Let's maybe review something that you brought on the table. I mean, there is no table, but loads of topics. And I'm trying to think what would be interesting, but most of them are silly. You can look into it, review it. I don't know, because... I like how you came prepared. You see, at 44, you still have anxiety of like, how am I preparing for this? Yeah. Do you have notes for life? Sorry? Do you have like some notes for life? You mean just the day-to-day life of like remembering things? Yeah, you're a little bit older than me, so like, do you have some solutions? Some solutions for life? Yeah. No. If it was a math problem. The older you get, the harder it is to find solutions. What the fuck? Just drifting Don't break my heart. The harder it gets. Oh my god. Because you did a bit about running at night with your shadow, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want this future for me. I already have my own demons I'm running from. Let me not look. Because for me today, we were walking somewhere with my husband, and there was 2 flights of stairs, and I come to the stairs and I say, my nemesis. I'm 34, so a bit younger, but I'm like, I feel it. I feel it already. So, it's like, so I saw the notes and I'm like, maybe you have the solutions. But what you've said, no, I mean, I don't have the solutions, and I rather think that midlife is this very strange age. I think and I don't know about, I have a really good friend of mine who's a photographer who's doing a whole series about like men in midlife and this odd, I mean, it's very he's a middle-aged man, so he's...
Midlife or midlife crisis?
Well, this is the question, because it is effectively a midlife crisis. I mean, unfortunately, none of us have the money to do like a midlife crisis properly anymore.
So then it's just midlife.
We can't afford a Harley Davidson.
Money makes the difference.
Exactly. So then it's stand-up comedy, and maybe I'll make 50 euros.
Okay, that explains it. Okay, I see.
But I mean, it does feel to me like this period of... I don't know, you're like, you can't hold on to a lot of the aspirations that you had. You have to face up to the fact that like, okay, if I didn't do certain things by a certain point, it's not going to happen now. Like, and
God, that's a sad.
It's not what you wanted notes for life, and it's.
It's depressing.
Look,
now you get it.
I mean, you have 10 years on me, so that's great.
I'm just thinking I need to keep my husband poor by the age of 40, so he doesn't go into midlife crisis, but just has a midlife.
Watch out for him, yeah. I mean, but you already fly planes, right? So that's quite midlife crisis-y. But already covered.
Had the midlife crisis at 17. Let's go fly planes.
17, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
He got a flight license before he got driving license.
Wow.
He was that delusional.
Yeah.
Spicy.
No, I don't know. I just and it's one of those things like male midlife gets and I don't want to be like, oh, everyone's hard on men because we deserve it, but like male midlife is really kind of laughed at, and it's a really safe like object for fun because we are silly and overweight and balding and all of those things. But I do think like genuinely it's quite a difficult period, and you're trying to come to terms with like the things you're not going to achieve anymore in your life, and also just what do you have in front of you. And I'm very lucky, I would say, like I've got a nice family and cool kids, and that's great. That makes a big difference. But it is a genuinely like strange point. And it could be great. I can see how it could be like liberating and fun, but at the same time it's like it takes a lot of thought and being honest about it. And men are not good at those things in general.
I wonder for women, I think it's like our midlife crisis is between 18 and 25. 18 is like you're still fighting not to get pregnant, and then 25, oh my God, I haven't been pregnant, and then it's like that's the whole, and you need to redefine yourself as a woman. I think we hit it very early because of expectations of the society, and then we need to redefine ourselves after we hit the age of 25, because for me it was always like if you're not married by 25, you're off the market.
By 25?
Like, I didn't know I was on the market and for sale, but it's like, I think it's how you define yourself for yourself and how you position yourself in society, because you said about like you need to give up on some ideas for yourself and stuff. So I think women hit it a little bit earlier, not because of health and because of balding, but because of like maybe our reproductive health and how we envision, like, do we want family, do we not? I think it's a little bit early. It's just my opinion. I don't know if you agree or not, but I think women are faced with it earlier.
I would also say, and again, this is like a little bit, I don't know, the generalization, but that as I, like, at least talking with my wife about this kind of stuff, it feels like women have to make compromises a lot earlier in terms of, okay, like career or family or these kinds of things. And there's a really defined like stage at which you have to go through those points. Whereas men can quite easily postpone it, not have to go through these. Till they have money to have
they're like, I'm gonna have money to have midlife crisis, and then you reach the age and it's just midlife.
Yeah.
No money to have a crisis, no money to buy an extra car. So, but it's exciting. I think it's interesting to look into this perspective, but something for me to plan for my husband. How many houses we're gonna buy by the age before you're gonna spend them on some motorcycle collection or plane collection. I don't know how rich you're gonna get. Exciting though. Just the right time to take all the money. So yeah, let's get back to your notes. I interrupted you. Oh, I talk too much.
But mine are all rather silly. I mean, apart from talking about the Middle East, which is not that fun. I don't know what the mood is.
About Middle East, do you feel like the Third World War started?
We've done therapy in this coming time for war.
How are you dealing with this? Because for me, I didn't even pay too much attention of it, and then a friend of mine called me in tears she said, I really need to talk, and she was really crying that this happened, and I'm like, but why? And she says, my boyfriend is in Turkey.
Okay.
And Turkey is in the border with Iran, and I kind of like, from her side, I realized how it's close to you when you have people there and you don't know what's going to happen. And so she kind of brought this crisis a little bit closer. And then my husband said, you know, everything is going to be messed up because of oil. And I'm like, no, thank you for having, for giving me more panic to panic. Even if the war is not going to reach you as in soldiers coming to your land, it's going to reach you with the prices and the inflation and everything. So that's why, you know, some people, my therapist was saying, like, stay away from the news, like, and I'm like,
yeah.
I cannot stay away because it's like, you know, the best reality show called the USA, you know, with the Trump being the Kardashian, you know, it's like interesting to look at it, but at the same time, like my friend, she was crying saying, like, I cannot believe Trump, the idiot, is running the country and making very serious decisions. And I was like, oh my God, I only see Trump in memes, so he is funny to me. But when you think about it, it's pretty scary and realistic and everything. What was your take on it?
Totally tasteless take that America is stealing all of Britain's good work. I mean, you know, now...
all the Britain's good work?
Yeah,
okay.
Come on. I mean, we were the original, like, Middle East fuckers. That was what we did for oil. Yeah, and everyone forgets
You're not so great anymore.
And now it's all like America's, you know, the big baddie. It's like, come on.
The big baddie. It's a European thing to say.
Don't forget about Great Britain's fantastic contribution to this mess.
Yeah.
1953, we were the ones who made them have a military coup and get rid of
let's make Great Britain great again, I guess.
Totally, please. No, because, I mean, Britain consistently manages to not have to own up to all of its historical crimes and all the mess that it's made. I mean, Israel-Palestine, that was a British setup. Iran, that was a British setup. It was Winston Churchill, 1953, urging the CIA to go and replace the government in Iran, because they had the audacity to ask I can't remember what the company was called. There was like a British oil company that was extracting all the oil in Iran, and the Iranian government wanted to audit their books to make sure that they were paying Iran the right amount of money. And for that reason, we organized America to go and have a military coup, which introduced the Shahs, and then that introduced led to the Iranian Revolution. So Britain has a long, standing...
So what do you think happened? Why did Britain lose its grab on territories around the world?
Well, I mean, I guess America just took over, essentially, but the same people. I mean, we see it from the Epstein files and whatever. It's more or less the same people.
The prince was there. Prince Andrew.
And a few politicians, juicy politicians as well.
Britain did what they do best. So it's not our prince, Straight away took all the names and callings and just like you said that they were never admitting. So it's like never admitting that he was our prince. But I liked in all of this regard there was the news that the Emirates government agreed to pay for all the hotels and food for the 20,000 stranded tourists in Abu Dhabi. Okay. So he said, you can stay for however long you want. We're gonna pay all the expenses. And there was a shot of the email sent to the hotels, don't ask anybody to pay. It's all on the government. So that kind of showed a very powerful move of the local government. But what I learned from my husband, he educates me and he gets his education on YouTube, so double check for what I'm about to say. That basically there is a very big division in Emirates and Abu Dhabi between people who have money and people who don't have money. So it's tourists are supposedly the ones who have money, but once you are the tourist who cannot pay anymore, you become a very different class. So it's every time I see some good news about this country, I don't know how to feel because it's good news for somebody and bad news for somebody else. Am I right to feel this way? Yes?
Pretty evil country.
Pretty what?
Evil.
Evil. So that's what I know. But is it conspiracy or you agree with this? It's conspiracy by Lithuanian men. I don't know, but I just know that the classes are very different.
Where was it, Qatar, when there was the World Cup, there was a lot of commentary about all of the underpaid workers and essentially like slave labor for a lot of people who are having
I hear
to do that.
slave labor and sends me back to Belarus. Yeah, they all are paid in Belarus. There are salaries,
The
but
slaves.
can you if you get a salary, but the salary is not enough to provide food for 30 days in a month, is it slavery? I think China even has it better. They have at least rice. No.
That's
I don't know,
exploitation
but
for sure. But I don't know if
Exploitation, borderline slavery, exploitation. Just because there is money to it's not enough even for food, So I don't know. It's hard. When I was a teacher in Belarus, my salary was €123 per month. I like how the British man says, very good. Good luck with that.
Keep saving.
Keep saving.
Your piggy bank
Keep
is there.
saving. All you need to do is to give up the food and the shelter, and you're gonna be fine.
Oh my God! What
In
were you
10 months,
teaching?
you're gonna have 10,000. Not even 10,000. What are you gonna have? What the hell is this math? The dreams, be strong. I am in my midlife crisis.
But payment of teachers is a very important point.
Yeah,
and there's something Lithuania, Maris, you're the Lithuanian guy. Go and tell Lithuania to pay its teachers better, because
Teachers protest very often here.
Yeah,
They go
good.
and protest
They
because
should.
the salary is not enough. It's
No.
crazy. It's crazy. I think. Can I say about your mother?
What are you going to say about his mother? That's the
Nothing bad,
question.
nothing bad. All on
Mother-in-law.
topic, I promise. But she's been a teacher, I think, for over 40 years. And I think with all the stage, you still get I think €1,000 only. Like from 800, you grow to 1,000 in 40 years, which is pretty sad. I think it's a very sad thing. I think maybe in private schools, I had a friend who was bragging that she's making 1.3 on paper, but then in reality she gets around 1,000, and she was bragging about it, and I'm like, girl, 1,000, that's basically rent. So it's I'm a bit spoiled by my husband. Thank you. But
No, you deserve it after 123 a month. You just good karma.
I deserve it.
And you were asking about, so one thing about Germany is what's really noticeable is, as you said, bureaucrats are well paid, teachers are well paid, and the difference is you really feel it. And obviously, one of the reasons we wanted to move was for education and schools, because we always had a 10-year plan to be in Lithuania and then to move somewhere else. My wife already spoke German, so we kind of chose for that reason. But it was a good choice because, I don't know, I just got now, and a lot of my friends, their kids are going to private schools, which is totally understandable, and you get a good, good education. But then you get this huge division in society as well, and I think there's a big, I don't know, social dynamic that's problematic there. And in Germany, it was really noticeable that every state kindergarten, the teachers are well paid, they're happy, they're smiling, they're these very welcoming places. And all the Kurdish kids, Ethiopian kids, wherever they come from, because there are lots of immigrants throughout Germany in every area, but they're all getting the same. And that for me is okay, at a level, your society is going to function a lot better, because all of the kids have received this basic point, whereas it's okay to have, I understand private education, but then if it's one bunch of kids are getting the teacher who's paid, €1,000 and is struggling, it's so hard to teach.
It's true.
When you're paid
It's just no energy. If you don't eat meat regularly, it's just regular biology, you cannot have more energy. And you need a lot of energy to teach.
Absolutely.
You need to have not only passion, but fuel to run on, and the fuel is the money. If you don't go to massage, to recover all the weight you're carrying of 25 children in your class, I think it's very, very hard to continue. Anyway, what's next on your list?
What's next on my list?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I see a lot of notes. You must know.
But now I'm
it's like a
looking
whole
at them.
A4 paper.
Let's lighten the mood. Shoe shopping, that's on my list, because yesterday I made a joke about Batu Kalnas, and you were very excited to talk about Batu Kalnas.
Yes.
So I need to ask you what's so exciting about Batu Kalnas and understand a bit more about shoe shopping. Because I'm a horrible person to take shopping.
Yeah.
I guess as most.
That's just men.
Most husbands. Yeah, that's just men, right? But okay, it would be nice to at least know how to do it a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, just to like
so
accompany
now
my
I'm an
wife
expert of shoe shopping, and you came to the right address. My husband is smiling.
I mean, I feel bad to just be like, okay, you're the female comic, tell us about you. But you specifically were excited about Batu Kalnis, and so I thought you might give me some advice on, what can I do to be a good accompaniment and not just a very, because I'm extremely grumpy. If you take me to IKEA, then my soul just like shrivels up and I
That's
don't have
the same
any...
my husband says. He says his soul leaves his body. I take him to Pepco sometimes and he's like, my soul left the body. And I'm like, bitch, you're here for 40 seconds. How am I supposed to feel during sex for 40 seconds?
It's a physical phenomenon. I mean, you literally like eyes glaze over and you just lose energy and you can, I get dizzy.
It's not, I get
seriously.
dizzy. You're just describing sex for a woman. But I think it takes, because you have attention, I imagine you have a little bit of attention thing. Many men do, attention deficit, whatever.
For
so
sure.
I think once you don't have any interest in anything you see, you just disappear. You dissolve because you don't pay attention to anything. And in a shoe shop, Batu Kalnas is, this, it's like a discounter basically for all the shoes. You see all the shoes and it just drowns all your energy because you cannot keep attention on anything because nothing even matters there.
Well, it's very hard to have, I don't have any opinions about cushions. Like I've tried, I would like to, but I can't feel passionately about
to do
or
this.
about it just it doesn't exist.
You can fake it just like we women will learn very early on how to fake.
So this is the equivalent of faking orgasm. We fake
it's basically not breaking her soul, at least.
Yes.
Because I teach my husband of you don't need to act excited, but at least fake that just like something just don't kill my soul, because my soul is very fragile and my soul is standing on 30 pairs of shoes that I never cannot choose from. And for us women, I think we love to express ourselves, and women have much less freedom on everyday life. So I think we love to express ourselves on micro self-expressions. We might not be able to vote, in some ways. We can, but in many ways we cannot. So we exercise our personal freedoms in personal ways. So I think it's like shoes is like a foundation. There is underwear and there is shoes. Shoes is how you carry yourself, how you I think it's a part of self-expression. So you can join us if you want. This is a free event. We just talk about events, comedy. Please join. The doggy is always welcome. So I don't know, girls, do you agree that shoes are kind of connected with self-expression and confidence? And because for me, heels are very connected to confidence. I want to be taller, I want to be bulky, and I also want to be able to take the shoe and protect myself if necessary. It's it plays on several levels. But men, it's like this research that I told you about before. They did research with heat cameras about how men and women look around. So basically, the research found that men look ahead. It's it was connected, the men look always ahead and women look peripheral. It comes that we feel unsafe oftentimes in the street. We always look at the side. So we just perceive world a little bit differently. You take shoes as in I want my feet to take me from point A to point B, and we think, how are we gonna walk from that point A to point B, and what people are gonna perceive about us from wearing this? It's not only shoes, but for me, shoes is very much about self-expression and how I feel when wearing those kind of shoes.
Okay, and then for me not to kill that vibe, what can I do? Because I don't have strong opinions. I don't want to be fake and just
be excited.
Be excited.
Be excited and be for example, when let's say when a man plays video game and he tells, I just leveled up, and you're like, wow. You are great, well done, high five. You do the same kind of thing, or a man tells you anything. My husband is very creative in I just made the best soup, and then I hear the recipe of the most disgusting shit a man could ever come up with, but I'm like, wow, good for you, so creative, you're gonna love this soup. You know, it's the enthusiasm that counts. It doesn't matter what you say, but how you say it. So the same with the woman, you need to be there for her. You might die inside, but you need to at least, but we also established with my husband 15 minutes, you know.
Right.
Or you stay home. That's even better. I take your card and I go. You know, but even when I show him my shoes, at least he learns by now that if I show the shoes, he needs to at least fake a little bit of, wow, you know, new shoes. But he still fails at it. He's like, didn't you have brown shoes before? And I'm like, I didn't. And I'm like, this is a different, it's like I was saying, this is not brown, this is mustard. And I'm like, this is mustard, you know? And like, so, you know, it's like, it's a work in progress kind
but like
of thing.
One specific comment, and mustard, not brown.
It needs, you need to engage, you know, just like we fake an orgasm, you fake an excitement for the shoes, you know.
Gotcha.
Yes, honey, makes you feel, yeah, looks great on you. And you're like, yeah, he's lying, but I like it. Makes me feel good, even if you lie. Anyway, I think we've done an hour for now. Let's take a little break. 5-10 minutes break. Please get your more drinks, refuel. You know, if you drink more, we become funnier. Or if you just came, stay seated. We're gonna come for a little bit more comedy and reviews of the news. And thank you very much for being here. 5-10 minutes and we're back. Thank you. Well, welcome back. Thank you for sticking around. I'm gonna ask a couple questions for the couple. You're local?
Somehow, yeah. We're living here for 2.5 years already.
Okay, where are you from originally?
Originally from Minsk, Belarus.
Oh, okay, like me. High five. So what's the name of the doggy? You said like Icarus? Ikar? I never heard, and I was like, very interesting. What does it mean? Anything?
It's like an ancient Greek myth about like
Icarus, the one who flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's now behind the bar working. already found a job. You know, very friendly. How old is he?
He's 4.5 years old.
Oh, like our daughter. By daughter, I mean a cat. So it's nice. So how is life in Vilnius?
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, amazing. What do you do?
For living.
For what?
For a living.
For living, yeah, for living.
I'm like working in a big company for like managing like processes and everything else. Like not very funny stuff actually.
Not very funny stuff? Well, if it brings money, I think it's fun.
Yeah,
in the
money
end.
is fun.
I convert those money to fun. So
That's nice. What do you do for fun?
it's a secret.
Wow. Is it because the lady is with you? It's a secret?
No, together.
No, together you do. That's nice. It's nice to have fun together, you know. It's very nice. What does the lady do?
Sorry?
What do you do like for a living?
I work as a QA engineer in IT company.
Oh, okay. Something relating to, I imagine, anybody who says IT, I'm like they're all in the same in the same thing. Well, are you happy in Lithuania? All good?
Yeah.
That's nice. Happy people. I always happy to hear that people are happy. People in the back we already know. They are our regular friends of comedy. So that's very nice. Just for you as your new people, this is like a talk show type of format. We do talk show comedy. We talk about things that we've prepared, events, personal stuff. This is my guest comedian Michael. I do it every Wednesday. It's a free type of event, but you can make a donation. There is a pig. So if you feel like you're having a good time, you're welcome to make a donation. So that's the base of our relationship with the stage. Anyway, shall we go back to? I just noticed you have some birds on your.
Yeah, this is a very. Is this working? I'm
No,
not
oh
sure.
sorry. You just
okay.
press on a. I was talking for so long. Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very sophisticated. It's like an Escher type tie. You know Escher, the visual. He did like visual optical illusion type kind of painting,
Okay.
like the staircase that always follows itself.
Yes, I know
that's
that,
Escher.
yeah.
So this is like that with birds and
A
some
lot of
kind
birds.
of shapes.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
it's pink. It's a very courageous color for a man.
It is.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
I made
find
my husband
courage.
wear pink shirt on our wedding day.
Oh, wow.
That's how we established the relationship, you know, if you
What-
know who you are, you know.
Okay, talk about it. What was your wedding day? What was the setup? Where was it?
It
How
was
was
very fast.
Right? You didn't want to
It
let
was
him get
like
away. It's like,
visa was expiring. No. It was, we just decided. I liked how we decided to get married with my husband. We were on the same page that we decided that it's an adventure. And we went very clear-headed as in like, let's see what happens. It's
Yeah.
like a new stage of relationship. And we were very like sober. That's very important. And we made this decision and it was like, it's nice to be on the same page with like in any kind of relationship. When you are like, let's do this. And you are like on the same page doing things. And I got my dress very cheap. But I organized with what I had, dressed my husband in H&M, just as
Great.
you do, you know,
Big
when
shirt.
you are young. And he had like 40 people on his side at the wedding. I had 3, you know, just like a proper Belarusian getting married in Lithuania. Very not stage and very not visa related. But yeah, it was for love. I need to
believe you.
say it for the migration.
and you were sober. You have to
I
say
was
that too. for
I
your-
never drank. There is actually a photo from our wedding where you know they do champagne, but I don't. I'm allergic to grapes, fermented grapes, so I cannot do wine or champagne. So I sniffed the champagne, and there is a picture of me pouring my champagne into my husband's. You know how is it? I don't even know the name of the glass. No, you see the glass, so sophisticated. I don't drink myself, but yeah, my husband did the drinking for the both of us because we probably didn't even consummate the marriage. That's how you know that he had fun. And I had fun in a way as well because less work done, you know, on my part. So yeah, it
But that
was.
sounds like the foundation of a good marriage.
Yeah,
Like he does
yeah.
the drinking and
he does the drinking for the both of us. I carry him in a taxi. No, that didn't go to that, but yeah, it was pretty fun. He had a lot of friends on his side. I had one sugar daddy, I think. I didn't have my father to give me out, but I did have my former sugar daddy on my side. I call him like this because he was a friend who paid for all of my traveling, you know.
Okay.
So it was like, is it okay to say it? No, not anymore. It was like a friend who was like 70 years old, and we were friends, but it looked like he was giving me out, basically. No, you remember, Fred? Yeah. It's not okay to talk about it, yes? Okay. Cut, you know, for the editor, cut this out. But it was pretty fun. I had some friends I collected over Europe because I could not collect my friends from Belarus. But yeah, it was pretty fun. How did you marry?
Yeah, we didn't have the same. I think you were very lucky that you were on the same wavelength. I think we were well off. Mainly, I think my mother's involvement was very unhelpful. She really something kind of flipped in her brain the moment that she heard that we were getting married, which was
In your mother's brain?
In my mother's brain, yeah,
Oh,
which was this
God,
kind of obsessive,
your
like
poor wife. Your poor
yes,
wife.
Yeah,
That's the root
She
of
was-
all your marital problems.
It is. It's
The
taken years.
involvement of your mother in the marriage, in the wedding.
Yeah, no, I mean, we initially said we would do like a very small wedding in England, just legally, and then a slightly bigger one here, and the whole thing just escalated, mainly due to my mother, just inviting unwanted people, like trying to control the menu, all that stuff.
Oh no, I've seen too many TikToks about this kind of
Yeah, it's true.
situations, but it's nice when your mother is in a different country and not allowed to enter Europe.
Yeah, that would have been helpful, to be
That
honest.
solves a lot of problems. It solved a lot of problems
Yeah,
for
mine
me.
was allowed to enter and
Yeah.
did multiple times.
To enter Europe and a relationship.
Yes.
Boundaries.
Tried
That's
her
why
best.
you went to therapy, and that's why you graduated early. Lost cause, eliminated. Anyway, jokes aside. But how long have you been together?
We've been married for 17 years.
Oh, God.
We've been together. So we were very young as well, that's our excuse
How
as well.
young is young?
I mean, I was 25, she was 24, I guess.
Oh, okay.
25,
I think.
24, 26,
how
25.
old were
something
you?
like that.
24.
24,
Okay,
I was
so similar.
26.
Yeah,
I married,
similar.
I'm like a cougar, you know, I married
Okay.
a younger man. So I'm gonna be a very mature age when he's gonna have his life crisis, you know, so,
Okay.
you know.
So I don't-
I'm gonna spend your money on Botox and ponytail lift. Maybe butt cheeks, you know. Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay, good answer. That's how you do it.
Okay, I'll remember.
Yeah. Anyway, so anything else on your list?
Yes, let's talk about outdoor, your worst outdoor activities, experiences, because I'm having flashbacks from this stage of winter to ice fishing. I had to go ice fishing for a job that I did. I
Ice
used-
fishing for a job? What kind of
So
job is it?
I was working for a company called Deeper, which makes fishing sonars. So I
Okay.
was in their marketing department and I was doing all the writing. So I had to pretend to be interested in fishing and learn a load about fishing.
See, you can
So I'm
know
like,
how to do the pretending.
yeah,
What
just
the
now
hell?
I need to do it, turn it to shoes
So
and
when the
cushions.
money is involved, you
Well,
know.
that's the difference. I don't get paid to go to IKEA. and
Well,
have an
you get
interest in-
paid an oral. In a way, you do.
Okay.
Anyway, no, just you know, you get paid with emotional support and everything. So outdoor activities.
So I worked for this fishing company, and we made videos. So we made videos like showing the product and how it worked. And it's speaking, and so I was usually like the presenter, which was kind of fun. But we had to do ice fishing videos, which was, I don't know if you've seen ice fishing or know how it works.
Yeah, you
it's-
sit with a
you like-
pole and
yes, you go out in like minus 15
Yeah.
onto like Kaunomares
Yeah.
with the wind blowing, like wind chill factor of 10, so it feels like minus 25.
and then you need to
you-
operate the camera
You have
and
to
your
film,
fingers
you have
froze
to
off.
drill holes so you
Yeah.
get hot and sweaty
That's
inside
just being
and
a
then
man,
freeze.
drilling a hole.
And then you sit for hours, like just doing that. I mean,
Just doing that.
yeah, that's it. You have this tiny little fishing rod. Does anyone do ice fishing? Any of you guys?
I think you really
I mean,
need to be into fishing to enjoy fishing.
I mean-
just like with any passion, you know.
Yeah, it was impossible for me to understand because fishing, even in beautiful weather, is a complete waste of time.
It's boring for you,
Very
I think.
boring,
Yeah,
very
it's just
boring.
like shoe shopping, you know. If you cannot attach your attention to something, because I think you need to be very mentally stable to enjoy fishing. Because if you have ADHD or anxiety, you're gonna die of not like boredom, but you're gonna get overwhelmed with your own head. Because fishing is all about just like letting it be,
Yes.
letting it sit, and I think a lot of people would struggle with it. You can take your phone with yourself, I guess, or read a book parallelly, but or drink.
Okay.
From Russia. Yeah, I understand. that's how I.
Solution to
sure.
everything. It's a very English solution to
I
just
tried fishing as a kid.
right.
It was pretty okay for me because I had an art of dissociation because I come from abusive environment. I would dissociate. I had a gift of like being anywhere and watching like Tom and Jerry.
Ah, so you just had cartoons
it's like
playing the whole time.
literally I see anything and I'm just like, oh, episode, and I'm you know, I had this like gift. It was the same in a strip club, you know. You sit like on a man and you're like watching, you know, season 3 episode 17 of Vampire Diaries, and you're like, yes, Damon, you know. It's like it's the art of I had this thing. It's a coping mechanism, but that's basically if you dissociate, meaning that it's boring.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with having. That's why there is a variety of activities to choose from. Like I think my husband, for example, he likes skiing. First
Okay,
time I
but-
had skiing, it went so bad. I went to psychiatrist and got prescription for my medication. So it was the last drop of my mental illness. So it's like you don't know. But I like bicycling, for example.
Yeah, very nice.
So I think the whole idea is that if you have just the right amount of money to try different things, you can find how to enjoy the outdoors, because they say go for a walk for your mental health, for example. But if I go for a walk, I come home so angry, I punch a wall. Thank you, husband, for giving me the gloves to punch the wall now without blood. But you know, it doesn't work for me, the walking. It's so freaking boring, walking.
Yeah.
Like, so I think once you hit the boredom, it just doesn't work for you anymore. That's why many people struggle to have the same partner for a prolonged period of time. It's like drilling a hole in the same lake over and over again. So nothing wrong with not liking things.
No, I don't mind.
I think it only becomes the problem when you are a couple and then your partner starts making you do things you don't want. And then you can fake as much as you can, but not to everything. That's why when you fake, you're like 15 minutes you get from my faking. You get me 15 minutes for sex, I get you 15 minutes in a shoe shop. It's all give and take. But does anybody enjoy outside activity here?
Yes, ice fishing, love it.
Ice fishing, okay. So talk me through, what do you love? I mean, because I was fascinated because it was just something where, you have those experiences where it's very hard to relate to. Like, just very, I don't see what someone gets from it.
What do you love about it?
What do you love about it? How does it feel?
He probably drinks and does LSD. I know you like for 3 nights you spend in a comedy. I think it's the drugs and then you see fishes everywhere. They come out from the hole and the hole moves and the hole becomes the big vagina, it's so sexy and everything. So what's your secret to enjoy the fishing?
A bit like that, but it's like guys activity, nice weather outside with the right clothes. It's not so cold.
Fresh air and do you go with friends?
Yeah, I have friends, I go with friends, and then it's also a little bit, I feel like Jesus because I'm walking on water.
Yeah.
That's a mentally sane person,
Who feels like Jesus.
Why not? Sometimes you feel like Jesus. I think it's nice. I think it also takes a right group of people with you to enjoy things, because I've tried to do the same thing with different people and sometimes you love it and sometimes you hate it. Like I've watched, I think a couple years ago I tried to watch movies with strangers. Like I would invite strangers to my home to watch a movie. And it was so different depending on what kind of group of people you get. And I love watching movies, and then it got so bad I stopped watching movies completely. So it's like, you never know.
Can you explain how that worked? You invited strangers to come in and watch movies. So you're just soliciting people on the streets?
No. There is this thing in Lithuania called Joiner. Have you heard of Joiner? It's an application for people to create an event, and then people on application can sign up and you approve them, like come to my home and everything. So you don't post the details of your phone, you choose who can see the messages and then you organize it. So people do all kinds of stuff. I posted about this event on Joiner. Anybody from Joiner here? No. That's how that's how you know that application is pretty, pretty like a Craigslist, in America. So I was pretty courageous. I was pretty courageous, but then again, people don't know how crazy I am as well. I have throwing knives in every couch fold. And cameras running everywhere to watch my cat. And we always watch the horror movies, so they didn't know what they were. I was not stuck there with them. They were stuck there with me. But yeah, so it's like it depends of. I was pushing my comfort zone and everything, so it was very interesting experience. But anybody else does some outside activities? Tennis?
Tennis.
Big tennis. Oh, that's nice. Real tennis. With big balls.
What's your opinion of paddle tennis? How do you feel? Does it make your blood boil?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I tried once, it was fun, but I don't consider it a real sport.
Is it like a feminist thing of wanting to hit a ball really hard?
But I play against men as well, so.
It's even better. You kick them, not only, you also kick them metaphorically, I think. I like it. Does it take money to like... I heard that it's a very expensive sport. Good for you to be in IT. Congratulations. Anybody else with some interesting activities? What about your husband? Does he play with you? He's keeping his ball safe. I get it. I don't enjoy outside activities, not really. But I think we lived in Bulgaria during COVID. We were stuck there, and I kind of found myself by the sea. Sometimes I would do like yoga, but it OnlyFans. No, the OnlyFans were the fishermen there on the mall next to me. I would do some yoga, but for me it was kind of relaxing to be by the seaside.
Yeah, so you're just stretching and relaxing.
The air, yeah, like do some stretching, but it was not like, ooh, this is a routine. It was like listening to audiobook, and I was kind of enjoying myself. But then again, it's like it's not like, you know, hardcore sport. It was more about like, you know, breathing, relaxing, watching the water, seeing the world fall apart because it was COVID. Everybody was dying. It was quite a had to be. Everybody lived in different things. But my husband, I think, is enthusiastic about hiking. Now you learn that I hate walking, so good luck. With getting me to walk. I hate walking. The other day I took out trash, you know, just like outside the house, and I wore flat shoes, and it felt so wrong. I went with my trash back to the house to put the heels and walk to the trash bin in heels. I just like, you know, if I'm not walking on this, I don't think I can walk at all.
So
it's just...
Are you always in heels? What's the percentage of time?
I try to be. There are things when you need to be flat. OnlyFans? No, but there are, for example, there are situations when you need to walk for long distance, then I will wear comfortable shoes because, no, come on. But I think even then I will take a spare. I will walk as much as possible in the shoes I want to wear, and then I will change, and I will hate my other shoes, but I will fake it for 15 minutes, and then he's never gonna hear the end of it. But yeah, I think it's I don't know. It's like gives you confidence. I don't know if you wore heels, but it gives you a little bit of confidence. No, you never. That's where you have money and I don't. Yeah, I have this thing for heels. I don't know. Maybe it's also trauma. Maybe I'll recover from it. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll recover from it. You know, with enough therapy, you can recover from anything.
You can graduate from heels.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do something I wrote. So a couple of researches that I found interesting that were published. So one research said that the more time you spend with your mom, the longer she lives. So are you happy about it? It's nice, because I was like, oh, that explains why I left the country and that bitch is still alive. What the fuck? This research is not real, you know. So you have a good relationship with your mom, yeah?
Now, yes.
Now, what happened before?
We had some crisis.
Crisis before. Did you need a therapist to fix it?
One.
Oh, okay. You graduated, okay. Oh my God, you need a therapy to survive the mother. That's very Slavic of us, I understand. My therapist said block your mother and find 6 years into
Find another one.
Yeah, find another one. Yeah, find another one. Because
Another therapist or another mother?
And mother unborn me, you know, like Nicolas Cage in Long Legs. So yeah, basically. I finally blocked my mother last year, so I'm on the right way, baby. I was born from her, and that's it. Anyway, so that's interesting research. Another research, I think, found... that research I already said, that men look straight ahead and women look peripherally. Do you agree with that? You don't know.
So you mean
anybody? So basically, again, for those who joined us a little bit later, there was a research with heat waves, which saw where men look and where women look when they walk outside. So men look straight ahead, and women always scan the periphery. That's why men and women do have very different directions when they drive a car. She's gonna tell you everything that's on the side and how to make a turn, and the man is like, how many crossroads till I turn left? Because they only see ahead. That also reflects that women always need to be a little bit more cautious when walking outside, because we always need to scan. We feel a little bit unsafe.
That's what I understood, that walking down the street, it's like, a bit more cautious.
And men just like walk. But also it explains why men cannot find shit ever, because women, when they open a drawer, they see everything, and men just see 1 centimeter ahead, and that's it. So it's like kind of like a very interesting research. So it's like, you know, be more understanding of your partner. Another research found that watching short form content harms the brain 5 times worse than alcohol. So
What-
you are doing actually a much better thing of not looking at your phone and drinking. And I see you just drinking one glass, good for health.
What about-
Much better than scrolling.
What about drinking and scrolling simultaneously?
That's the worst you can do.
Okay.
That's like six
That's
times
that's
brain rot, you know?
That's every Friday night for me.
Oh no.
Wine and scroll.
You should do more comedy.
Well, yeah.
You should put the phone and do comedy on TikTok.
No,
I
I'm not
recommend.
going to start streaming.
Why
Stop
not?
trying to turn me far right.
I'm not saying stripping, streaming.
Streaming, yes, I had stream. It's not
Why
good.
not? Why not? It's better than drinking, I think. Not
is.
better for mental health, but better for the stomach, I think, or liver, or whatever is working with alcohol. So what do you think? Who makes some noise if you doom scroll? All of you brain rotted people.
The only one not clapping is actively doom scrolling while we speak, so...
It's okay. She's having her own relaxation.
that's
It's
all
all
good.
good. It's all good. Well, I don't scroll as well, but I do realize that my mental health is much worse. I escalate into anxiety and panic much more if I scroll that day more, because it's too much information to process. We're not equipped of processing short information in this quantity that fast. So it only like disrupts the perception, and then it's harder for us to watch a movie. For me, it's hard to watch a movie. It takes 5 days to watch a movie, and only when I eat, I'm like, every breakfast I will watch 20 minutes of this.
Okay.
So it's like I
So it's
cannot
like it
anymore.
becomes like a series for you, like a breakfast.
Yeah, every movie, if I even finish, because like I lose an interest very fast, unfortunately. But now I'm trying to listen to audiobooks to actually train myself to keep attention to like something that's going on. But I'm actively trying to do this. Anybody listens to audiobooks?
Yeah.
Hey, what platform are you listening on? Audible, me too. We're the fancy rich motherfuckers. You know, £8 a month, not everybody can afford it. But you know, better than Netflix, I think. You know, you get one book a month, and that's already.
You need to register with VPN, then it's cheaper if you register through Ukraine or maybe through Belarus.
Ooh.
What the? You see, smart people,
Yeah.
Slavic people think different, you know. Why pay more when you can pirate the fucking thing, you know? Very good. No, I like particular things that they do for Audible. Like for example, I'm rereading Harry Potter, and they did all cast audiobooks, meaning that they hired actors and there is music and everything, and it's good for attention, one thing, and another thing, it's safe for me because I'm scared of new things. But when you're reading things that you already know, you just enjoy the experience. It's like comfort reading. So now I'm reading Stephen King for my comfort, because my comfort, you know, from last year is anxiety and panic. When I'm panicking, I'm like, comfort, you know. Better be scared of Pennywise than, you know, the war, I guess. Anyway, anything else? Okay, the interesting thing, Spain released an open call for 10,000 volunteers to drink wine on a daily basis for 4 years.
Okay.
Because they decided it's time to figure out if wine has a positive, negative, or neutral effect on your health. So they're looking for 10,000 volunteers. You can look it up and apply, and you will be drinking wine every day for 4 years.
But surely that study is already screwed, right? Because the people who volunteer to drink wine daily are going to be a biased. It's like our IT guys can explain this, right? That's a biased data set, no?
Why?
Why? Yeah, I would like to
Please
too.
Google.
But
I think it's an open call. You can participate for
But then
sure.
everyone who's going to volunteer are already the wine lovers who want to. You need to get people who don't want to drink wine and make them drink wine once a year.
Because they have the previous experience of drinking wine, so they like further away.
No, but I think the difference is gonna be that you're gonna be drinking 1 glass a day, and you cannot drink more.
Oh.
It's gonna what? Not enough.
Yeah, I'm out.
So I think, yeah, you see, I think it's gonna be pretty much conditions that some wine lovers will find unacceptable.
Indeed.
It's like either a bottle or nothing, you know. You know, it's like I used to eat chocolate. It's either a whole bar or I'm not even starting it, you know. It's like, why have sex if you cannot come? So if you want to volunteer, please, on behalf of Spain.
Wait, can you drink other alcohol types while drinking?
I think you need to discuss it with the research scientists or whatever, whoever is doing it, or just enthusiasts of wine. I don't know, but it's an open call, so you can look it up. If you are also, I think you will be traveling to Spain, they might be even paying for it. So if you love Spain, why not? In other news, in Sweden, from this year, it's illegal to leave your cat alone all day. So if you're caught, you go to jail. No, you not go to jail, but you're probably gonna pay like administrative fine or something.
Okay.
I think
is it bad for cats to be left alone? How do they feel?
I think it's like negligence.
Okay.
Kind of thing, because I don't know.
That's the main value of having a cat, right? That you can neglect them. Because dogs require lots of effort and work.
Yeah.
You have to bring them everywhere. You have to walk them. Cats, you can just like put the food out and that's it.
My cat is gonna get depressed for sure. Last time I left her for 24 hours, she vomited 19 times. And I brought her to the doctor and she's like, nothing is wrong with her. She just did it for attention. And I'm like, I did the same thing with bulimia when I was younger. So, you know, it's like, it's all, you know, the owner and the cat become the same. And today we went to the vet with her, and my husband said this phrase. She's like us. All her problems are in the head. Because the blood results came back, and the doctor said she's like a good athlete. Everything is like super good in blood and everything. And I'm like, yeah. Her athleticism is overthinking and asking for attention. A lot of energy, you know, it requires. But I think it's all about like. Being responsible and not being negligent. But my thought was that maybe some cats make noise when parents leave their kids behind, and then there are complaints of neighbors.
Well, I was going to ask about that. How are they going to check? And I feel like cats are smart enough to game this system. I'm pretty sure that a cat could pretend that it's being neglected by meowing or scratching, and then other neighbors are going to report on them, and they actually haven't been. Cats are quite sneaky.
My cat is like this. She would scream. She would scream.
You leave them for an hour.
Sometimes I am unpacking food for her, and she screams like I haven't fed her for 10 days. And I'm like, Lily, you're embarrassing me. Like, why are you screaming at me? I'm unpacking the food right here. And she's like, Mother, she's torturing me. And it's,
I did hear about cats that they're much happier if they have 2 sources of food. So if you put food in 2 different places.
She has like 6 plates. Mine is like 2 types of water, 3 types of kibbles, like wet food in automatic container. She's pretty privileged, you know, but she's gonna act like Kardashian, you know. Are they dramatic Kardashians? I'm just referring them as dramatic. She's gonna behave like Donald Trump. That's what she's gonna. Is it? Who's dramatic?
I mean, Kardashians are bad at drama. I watched the.
Who is better drama?
Kardashians. I watched The Lawyer, or at least like half an episode of it, and it's very bad.
It's very bad.
They're
I don't
very bad
know.
at acting,
Who is dramatic? Who screams a lot? Oh my God, my knee works. Oh, that was exciting. Anyway, alive. Today we went to check the blood pressure with my husband. That was exciting. He has too much of a blood pressure and I have too little. And my pressure was like, contact the doctor. And my husband is like, oh, that's normal for you. And we just walked away and never spoke. And then we're like, should we buy a machine to measure it? And I'm like, I'd rather not know. I'd rather not know what's going on, you know.
Yeah, well, you feel like if you check your blood pressure too much, that would increase your blood pressure, right? I mean, it's too much stress.
My blood pressure was 100 to 50, which is like contact the doctor. But it was the doctor who was checking me, and she let me go. So I think I was fine. Yeah. She's like, go home, but buy these things for the heart. I think it's like magnesium with something. So she's like, take the vitamins, you know. Take the vitamins, but yeah, we're gonna find out. I checked my heart and everything. Anyway, interesting thing, this is from conspiracy theories page, because, you know, not only it's conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy theory in US. So it's a news of environmental front. It says that killing 31,000 people, 646 people would save as much oxygen as planting 20 million trees. So it kind of makes sense, you know, all the school shootings are basically environmental acts. You know, it's like environmentalists working on a better tomorrow, no?
And
From this perspective.
And the Roe versus Wade as well.
Who?
The abortion laws as well. Maybe that's what America's secretly doing.
Environmental acts, what the hell?
They don't want to admit that they're
Working on the
actually very
future.
green.
Yeah, why not? It's like when you put things into perspective, you're like, COVID was a good act of nature, you know? It was manufactured by the Chinese nature, human nature, but you know, why not?
COVID was a good act. I mean, in terms of like everyone stopped flying and all the animals came back into the cities and whatever. But I remember reading that like to properly reduce our emissions enough, we would have to have 30 consecutive years of COVID for that to happen.
I see. But I heard that ozone layer is finally being restored, so we're kind of getting better in some environmental issues. So we're working on it. We're getting worse with artificial intelligence harm, but we're getting better at some other places. Do you have anything else on your list?
Oh God, I don't know. I'm losing. Sports fan. Are you a sports fan? Do you watch sports?
I watch Formula One, but only for the boys.
Okay. So my good friend Jurgen is also a massive Formula One fan. What is it about Formula One that's so exciting?
The boys.
The boys.
The drama, the Instagram posts. One of them got married over the weekend. That was exciting news. For me, it's very interesting to see how big money operation works. So I'm not there for the sports, but to see where the money goes, how it operates, how the team is. It's like you know, like watching a reality show with money, and it's a very different kind of athleticity because it's not only athletes, but together with a very high engineer level of achievement group. Yep. I don't know what that was constructed sentence, but you know, it's like effort of technology and men coming together. So I think it's very interesting to see that, but basically it's for the boys, you know. Whatever I just said, disregarded.
You've mentioned everything except the actual activity that they're doing.
I never watch it.
No, it's not entertaining at all.
I only go and I see the memes. That's how I consume it. I see the interviews. I don't watch the race because it's just boys racing, and it's like a second difference. What's the point? I'd rather watch the race of spermatozoids. You know, you've seen this? They made the sperm race the egg. It was what the hell? That's how deep I go into my doom scrolling. You are not doom scrolling bad enough. They were men who were organizing the spermatozoid racing, and there was an egg at the end.
Was it different
and it was a
men's
race.
sperm racing, or was it the same guys?
No, different
guys.
different men racing, and it was pretty pathetic. But you know, that race I watched, you know. But with the guys, they are very, you know. I think we watched once last year, but we didn't have enough money to pay for the actual race, so we watched just dots. You know, dots racing. So that was as exciting as it got. But what sports do you prefer?
I'm a huge football fan. I love football.
No.
But I feel like football supporting it, but in basketball too in Lithuania is quite misunderstood from the way that, I mean, if you actually remove the sport from the activity, which you've basically done with Formula One, then you basically just have men like in matching uniforms, singing songs and hugging each other. I mean, that's essentially what football is. I mean, okay, gay and slightly tribal. You do shout abusive things at other people. But I feel like it's quite a wholesome and nice thing for people to do.
I think anything that unites people, be it a concert, sometimes it happens at festivals, sometimes it happens at protests, whatever unites people and makes them feel like a unity because we're collective, like animals, social animals, I think it's a beautiful thing. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, because sometimes football fans, especially the English ones, they do become really aggressive and very handsy around other people. So that side I don't.
But that's probably why I feel the need to defend it a little bit, because you're right, there are these idiots, but there are a lot of football fans who are genuinely nice people who are there for the unity.
As
and
long
the
as it brings positive emotions in the world that we live right now, you do not discriminate activity that makes you happy. It's all good. If it makes, it's like the same as religion. If it makes you feel something positive, something to hope for, to look forward to experience positive positive emotions and even find friends, community. It's all good.
Yeah.
Just don't propagate it. I don't know what I said, but don't make propaganda out of it. But otherwise, go ahead. Anybody follows any other sports? Tennis. That's good. You you watch her? Okay. I know the Bublik guy. I follow him because he curses a lot, and I love the guy who curses.
And tennis is very strict, right?
Yeah.
You have to be really silent.
He loses
and
the points
shouting.
for cursing. Yeah, it's.
I like it when tennis players break the rules and get angry. Smash the racket.
Smash it. They say you can tell how men have sex by how he dances. You can tell how Bublik has sex by how he crashes the racket on the floor. It's like.
In which case, Roger Federer, give a quick analysis of how he would be in the bedroom.
I don't know who that is, but.
You don't know Roger Federer? Okay.
He never crashed a racket.
Yeah. So what's.
He never made a woman come.
So very vanilla. Precisely. Very vanilla.
Precisely,
Mr.
very
Swiss.
vanilla. Very careful. Is this the spot? This is my navel. Move on. Anyway, so there. Anybody else with the sports enthusiasm? What about French, Luxembourg?
What I love to like is choosing, like chess world championship, the chess game.
Chess, okay.
Oh, okay.
Interesting sport.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. Yeah, and
e-sport, like a game called League of Legends.
League of Legends.
it's like a video game.
Yeah?
It's
Yeah.
a video
It's a
game.
video game. It's like
Okay.
That's a
Something
person
guys with magical powers and
ADHD.
something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a bit strange. I agree. But,
No, it's okay.
It's like it's a new generation for sport, like e-sport, electronic sport.
I mean, when you think about it, all sports are strange. There's no, it's only the ones that are common that we think, okay, that's normal. But,
But-
having a small ball and a little piece of wood with string is also completely
I think
strange.
anything that's done long enough becomes normal.
Yeah.
That's how things are becoming normal. Curling was really crazy. Remember the rocks on ice? People were like, what the fuck is this sport? And now everybody is obsessed of Canada cheating with a finger.
did.
So is fingering cheating or not? Canada redefining the rules of relationship, It's like, it's all very interesting. You see it long enough and even abuse becomes normality.
Do you think that
the Belarusian?
Women audience responded differently to watching that guy doing his cheating style?
They're like,
The men
that's
were
a good finger,
Yeah, you were.
Women appreciate a good finger, at the right spot. But no, I didn't like the exchange. I don't like cheating stuff,
It was good proof, though, that you can never be intimidating when you're just shuffling on ice.
Yeah.
I mean, they were trying to face off to each other, but
I think you can.
when you're kind of fuck you.
You can take intimidation out of sport, but you cannot take men out of men. They're gonna show their nature. But I think anybody could feel uncomfortable when they know somebody's teaching, and they set up a camera to catch him teaching. What the fuck? Cheating, yeah. Cheating, and they did, and I think that was a triumph. Even though they won the medal, even Canadians are condemning it. Like, I read so many comments that they are not Canadians and we don't approve. It's a stolen medal, and I think that's what it counts. They have the medal, but nobody likes them. Just like the Australian kangaroo dancer. Break dancer.
The break dancer. Ray someone.
She made it to Olympics, but at what cost she left?
But she didn't cheat, she was just terrible, right?
Yeah, but the way she got in was a lot of cheating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a complicated thing. There were much better dancers in Australia.
Yeah, you would assume that
But
Australia.
she made it because of the connections and everything. So I don't like the cheating. Anybody approves cheating? What man?
I'm sorry, the best case of cheating in sports is the chess player with the anal beads. Do you familiar with this? There was a chess player who had anal beads, and they were giving, maybe you know better.
How did they find the beads in chess game?
But there was a theory, like Elon Musk could tweet that he might have had.
Okay.
It's not proven.
But I only remember seeing an interview that he dashed straight to the toilet very quickly after the game.
So what, it makes you more concentrated?
No, there was it was televised, so someone was watching, and then that person was, is that correct? They were messaging
So
him.
pretty much, on the chessboard there are 64 squares.
Yes.
and you can code each single square in a pattern of bzz, 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 right, or vibration of that cheat on your edge. So that's how they believe he cheated, because somebody was vibrating the anal bead in his ass in the correct sequence to show him to which square he should move.
So when my wife finds my anal beads, then I'll just tell her I've been playing lots of chess.
That is so creative, you know. Nature finds a way. It's beautiful. It's
See,
so nice.
male creativity just needs a focus.
That's how we should communicate with my husband in any thing in a Morse code. Like, you know, do you want to leave the party? Anybody who likes to leave the party early, you just send the message to the anal cord in my husband's ass, and I'm like, we're leaving. You know, like, you know, do you want to leave? No, I want to party. Puts the anal cord on someone else. The party started. Why do you like? What do you like? Why do you like cheating? Because it's creative.
Exactly, it's creative. As long as you don't get caught, it's okay. But if you get caught, then you're sorry.
But if you catch chlamydia?
No, not that kind of thing.
Okay. It's the creativity, yeah. I get it. The calculations, the maths, you know. Okay. What about the Luxembourg person? How do you like cheating? In what kind of regard?
It was a kind of same, like just for the challenge.
For the challenge?
Yes.
You sound like my father, who used to smuggle things across the border for the adrenaline.
Exactly.
He was like, what's the point of crossing the border if you cannot break a rule? And I'm like, what the fuck? That's why he had a second family. What's the point of having one if you cannot have another one? You know, that's crazy. Anyway, I think we are pretty tight on time. I think we can wrap up for tonight. Did you have fun? I appreciate your being here. Michael, thank you very much for joining me. It was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, Moira, it was a pleasure too. You don't need to calm down. You have a sign with your name on it.
I need to calm down.
I believe that you're
I
already
am now
calm
on medication, so I'm better. You haven't seen me like my husband sees me sometimes, you know. I'm pretty hardcore. But I appreciate you being here. If you're ever in town, hit me up. Like I said, if you want to make a donation, I have a pig. I'm going to be somewhere there with the pig. You're welcome to make donations. I accept the cards as well. And so that was so fast. Oh my God. Oh, so nice. Okay. I appreciate you being here. I do it every Wednesday at 8 o'clock right here. Spread the word, bring the friends. I appreciate the input. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Oba.